Something is happening in your life right now. It's something you can't fully explain. Something is moving beneath the surface of your days. You may not see it yet, but God is preparing for a change so profound, so transformative, that when it arrives, you will look back and understand that every delay, every setback, every quiet season, and every tear had a purpose. There comes a point in every person's life when God begins to shift things behind the scenes, and many miss it because they focus only on what they see instead of what God is preparing. But today I want to tell you with deep conviction that God is setting up a shift in your life like nothing you've ever experienced. And He is doing so with purpose, precision, and unstoppable power. There are moments when God steps into a person's life and transforms what seems ordinary into something extraordinary. These moments don't come when everything is comfortable or predictable. They come when the ground beneath you feels unstable. They come when you feel stretched, tested, and challenged. They come when it seems like everything is changing and nothing makes sense. These are the moments when God whispers to your soul that what's happening is not the end, it's the preparation. You are not being left behind, you are being positioned. And God is preparing a shift that will not just move you forward, but elevate you. Sometimes God allows the environment around you to feel unstable because He is building a new foundation under you. He lets certain people fall away because they cannot accompany you to the next chapter. He closes doors because He knows you would settle for less than what He has for you. He shakes things because without the shaking, you would stay stuck where you are. But God is not a God of stagnation. God is a God of movement, growth, transformation, and divine timing. And when God decides it's your time to rise, no force on earth can stop you. You might feel uncomfortable right now. You might feel stretched thin. You might feel like life is pushing you in directions you didn't expect. But that's a sign that God is realigning your steps. When God prepares a significant shift, the first thing He does is disturb what has become too familiar. Not to harm you, but to awaken you. Not to weaken you, but to strengthen you. Not to break you, but to build something inside you that can bear the weight of the next blessing. God never wastes discomfort. God never wastes darkness. God never wastes tears. Every moment is part of His plan, and every detail is woven into the shift that is coming. There are seasons when God quiets the noise around you because He wants you to hear His direction more clearly. He removes distractions. He disrupts your routines. He places you in situations where you have to depend on Him more than ever. You may not like those moments, but they are necessary because great shifts require great faith. And faith is never fully developed in comfort. Faith is shaped in tension. Faith is built when you can't see the path ahead, but you trust the one who guides you. Faith is developed when everything feels still, yet you know God is at work. Faith is cultivated when you choose to believe that the unseen holds more significance than what's visible. You are standing on the verge of a divine transformation. This change is not insignificant, not temporary, and not meant for anyone else. This shift has your name written all over it. This change is tied to your tears, your prayers, your sacrifices, and your preparation. Many people envy the transformation but shy away from the preparation. But you endured what others fled from. You remained when others left. You trusted when others questioned. And because of that, God is orchestrating something in your life that will make every moment of waiting worth it. There are blessings that come only after breaking. There are breakthroughs that emerge only after enduring long seasons. There are answers that appear only after silence. And there are shifts that unfold only after you reach the point where you say, God, I surrender all into your hands. When you release control, God takes over. When you stop relying on your own strength, God fights on your behalf. When you stop trying to control every part of the process, God completes the picture. And the picture He is creating now is far more beautiful than you can imagine. God is preparing the stage for your shift, and He is working in places beyond your sight. He is moving in the hearts of people who will open doors for you. He is preparing opportunities that will appear unexpectedly. He is aligning events, conversations, and situations that will usher you into a higher level of light. You might think nothing is happening, but God is moving. You may feel stuck, but God is shifting the ground beneath you. You may feel overlooked, but God is placing your name in the right rooms. God works in silence before He works suddenly. And the silence often signals that something powerful is about to happen. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not confuse silence with absence. Do not confuse stillness with inaction. God is never inactive. God is never absent. God is never unaware. God sees what you cannot see. God hears what you cannot hear. God knows what you do not know. And God is preparing what you are not expecting. The shift approaching you will astonish you. It will overwhelm you. It will lift you. It will redeem lost time. It will restore what was taken from you. It will accelerate what slowed you down. And it will draw you nearer to God in a way you have never experienced. When God sets the stage for a shift, He clears away what no longer belongs. He removes burdens that became too heavy. He takes away opportunities that were beneath His plans for you. He frees you from relationships that hindered your growth. He releases you from environments that limited your potential. You may look at what has fallen apart and think you lost something precious. But God saw what you could not see. God saw the motives. God saw the limitations. God saw the danger. God saw the future. And God said, not this, not now, not them. I have something better prepared. The shift God is arranging will require you to trust Him on a deeper level. You cannot bring old fear into a new season. You cannot carry old disappointments into a divine purpose. You cannot hold on to bitterness while stepping into breakthrough. God wants your heart clean, your spirit open, and your faith firm, because when He moves, you must be ready to respond. God does not prepare a shift for people who hold on to the past. God prepares a shift for those who walk with expectation, for those who believe that their best days are ahead, not behind. Some of you wonder why the journey has been so difficult, why every step forward felt like a struggle, why every prayer seemed like a battle, why every hope took so long to materialize. The reason is simple. God is preparing you for something weighty, something purposeful, something that will impact more than just you. When a shift is divine, it touches everyone connected to you. God is not only elevating you, He is elevating what flows from you. Your influence, your purpose, your legacy. That's why the preparation has been intense, because the shift will be profound. God is setting the stage in such a way that when the shift arrives, the only explanation will be His power. Not your connections, not your effort, not your intelligence, not your background. God wants it to be clear that what is about to happen in your life could only have been arranged by Him. When God writes a story, He writes it in a way that removes human credit. He writes it so that people will say, this could only be God's doing. And that is exactly what is coming your way. A shift so supernatural in its unfolding that everyone around you will know that God was behind it. You will see doors open that you did not knock on. You will see opportunities appear that you did not chase. You will see favor surround you in places you once felt unseen. You will see answers come that you stopped asking for. You will see solutions emerge that you never imagined. You will see healing flow where there once was pain. You will see clarity where there once was confusion. You will see strength where there once was fear. This shift will not come by your own striving, but by God's timing. You may feel weary from the waiting. You may feel exhausted from the battles, but do not give up. The shift is at the door. God is not finished with you. God is not done writing your story. God has not overlooked your faithfulness. God has not ignored your tears. God has not dismissed your prayers. Every moment you endured has been gathered into His plan. And when God gathers something, He never returns it empty. He transforms it. He multiplies it. He elevates it. Your life is about to enter a moment where everything will make sense. The closed doors will make sense. The delays will make sense. The disappointments will make sense. The struggles will make sense, because the shift will reveal that God was preparing something far greater than what you were hoping for. God wasn't saying no. God was saying, wait until you see what I have in store. There is a calm before every divine move, a stillness that tests your faith, a quietness that evaluates your trust. If you are in that calm, do not fear it. It is the signal that God is aligning the final pieces. When God is about to shift your life, the enemy often tries to attack you with doubt, fear, and discouragement. He tries to make you question your worth, question your path, and question whether God will truly come through. But the presence of warfare itself is proof that something powerful is on the horizon. The enemy does not fight where nothing is coming. He fights where destiny is near. So stand firm, hold your faith, strengthen your spirit, refuse to bow to fear, refuse to be intimidated by delay, refuse to let circumstances speak louder than the promises God placed in your heart. You were not created to give up. You were not made to fold under pressure. You were designed by God to rise, and rise you will. This shift will carry you into rooms you once only dreamed about. It will position you before people you once admired from a distance. It will open paths you once believed were out of reach. It will ease battles that once seemed endless. It will replace sorrow with joy and confusion with clarity. God is not giving you an ordinary shift. God is giving you a defining shift. You will know it when it begins. Something inside you will stir. Your spirit will stand taller. Your decisions will become bolder. Your vision will sharpen. Your confidence will grow. Your fear will dissipate. You will move with an assurance that doesn't come from circumstances, but from God Himself. The shift won't come because you are perfect. It will come because God is faithful. It won't come because you have everything figured out. It will come because God knows exactly what He is doing. It won't come because of your strength. It will come because God has chosen this moment to move in your life. So prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit, because when God sets the stage, the outcome is already settled. When God sets the stage, no one can interfere. When God sets the stage, no weapon formed against you can prosper. When God sets the stage, obstacles become paths and struggles turn into testimonies. You are stepping into a chapter that will transform your life. God's favor will surround you. God's guidance will lead you. God's hand will lift you. And everything that once worked against you will now work for you. Hold on to faith. Stay expectant. Walk with courage, because God is preparing the stage for your greatest shift, and nothing will stop what He has ordained for your life. There are moments in life when the human heart stands at the crossroads of what has been and what is about to unfold. And right now you are standing in that narrow space. It is the place where God speaks to your spirit and tells you that the next chapter of your life will look nothing like what you've known before. When God prepares a major shift, He doesn't just open a door. He transforms the entire atmosphere. He reorders the environment. He turns the soil of your life so something greater can take root. And the reason this shift will be unlike anything you've known is because God has waited for the perfect moment when your character, your endurance, and your spiritual awareness are strong enough to carry what He is about to release. Many people desire elevation without transformation, but God does not build on a fragile foundation. When God prepares a shift, He starts by strengthening your inner life. He teaches you how to stand firm when the winds blow. He teaches you how to remain steady when others misunderstand you. He teaches you how to stay anchored when uncertainty rises around you. Shifts are not built on convenience. Shifts are built on spiritual stability. And you've been in a season where God has been establishing that stability within you, even when you didn't realize it. Every time you chose patience over panic, every time you chose faith over fear, every time you chose prayer over frustration, God was shaping you for what lies ahead. There's a reason God does not reveal everything at once. If He showed you the full size of the blessing at once, you might feel overwhelmed. If He showed you the depth of your future influence too soon, you might question your worth. If He showed you the path ahead before you were ready, you might run instead of rise. God knows how to release revelation little by little so your spirit can grow into the capacity required for the shift. What feels like uncertainty is actually God protecting you from premature exposure. What seems like unanswered questions is really God preparing you for the clarity that will come at the right time. You are being prepared to carry something larger than your past has ever held. And God is expanding your inner strength to match the weight of the blessing. Some shifts require God to expand your thinking. Some require Him to refine your attitude. Some require Him to teach you patience. Some require Him to remove the fear of others' opinions. But every refinement serves a purpose. God is clearing away everything that could sabotage the magnitude of what He is preparing to release in your life. There's a unique boldness that rises in a person when God is preparing a shift. You begin to feel a quiet confidence you can't explain. You start to detach from things that once drained you. You begin to see through distractions that used to pull you away from your purpose. You start to sense that certain habits no longer suit your spirit. You feel drawn to silence, reflection, prayer, and deeper connection with God. This is no coincidence. It is spiritual alignment. God is tuning your heart to His frequency so when He speaks, you will hear it clearly. Some of the shifts God is preparing will require you to step away from the familiar, not because what was familiar was wrong, but because it has served its purpose. There are blessings that can only come when you release your hold on what you have outgrown. God is not trying to strip you, God is positioning you. And every time He removes something from your hands, it's because He is making room for something greater. The challenge is that many people cling to what's comfortable out of fear that they will never find something better. But when God is involved, what comes next is always better, always higher, always richer, always deeper. One of the clearest signs that God is preparing a shift is when He gives you a holy dissatisfaction. You wake up one morning and the things that once fulfilled you no longer bring peace. The places that once felt right begin to feel confining. The friendships you once relied on start to fade. The routines you once followed begin to feel empty. This isn't a sign of failure or loss. This is God telling you there's more. And when God whispers more, it's because the next chapter of your life needs new space. God is the one who places the desire for growth in your heart. He plants the hunger for expansion inside you. He places the anticipation in your spirit. And when God stirs that anticipation within you, it means He has already prepared the destination. God never awakens a desire without preparing a fulfillment. He never stirs a longing without creating a path to meet it. If your spirit feels restless, it's because your future is calling. And that call is the signal that your shift is approaching. You must understand that every shift God prepares is purposeful. Nothing about this next move will be random. It will not be based on luck. It will not be based on chance. It will not be based on human approval. When God shifts your life, He aligns circumstances that no human could arrange. He sends help from unexpected places. He connects you with people you would have never encountered. He closes doors you were never meant to walk through. He opens paths you didn't even know existed. God's timing is flawless. And when your shift comes, it will unfold with such clarity that you will know without a doubt that He was behind it. But God also expects something from you. He expects you to trust the process even when it feels uneasy. He expects you to release fear even when you cannot see the outcome. He expects you to move forward even when your legs feel weak. Shifts require courage. Shifts require faith. Shifts require letting go of the idea that you must understand everything for it to be real. You do not need to understand God's plan for it to work. You only need to trust that He is leading you exactly where you need to be. Some of you are in the midst of a divine stretch. God is expanding your capacity. He is stretching your faith. He is pulling you into a deeper level of spiritual growth. It may feel uncomfortable, but this is how He prepares you for elevation. Blessings do not fall on unprepared ground. They fall on hearts that have been softened, shaped, humbled, and strengthened through the refining fire. God is not trying to break you. God is trying to strengthen what is already inside you. He is revealing the resilience you didn't know existed. He is bringing out the courage you forgot was there. He is awakening purpose that was buried under disappointment. You cannot embrace a shift with the mindset of your past. God must renew the way you think. He must clear out the self-doubt that tells you that you are unworthy. He must remove the insecurity that tells you that you are not enough. He must silence the fear that tries to convince you that you will fail. God is replacing every lie with truth. He is reminding you of your value. He is reminding you that He created you with intention. He is reminding you that your worth does not come from people, achievements, or circumstances. It comes from the fact that God Himself gave you purpose long before the world ever saw you. When God shifts your life, He also shifts your identity. You begin to see yourself not as someone who merely survives, but as someone chosen for impact. You begin to see your voice as meaningful. You begin to see your presence as valuable. You begin to see your life as significant. And when your identity shifts, your decisions shift, your standards rise, your boundaries become stronger, your focus sharpens, you begin to protect your peace. You begin to guard your spirit because you understand that what God is giving you cannot be wasted. This next shift will require you to walk with intention. God is going to open doors so significant that you cannot afford to walk through them with a scattered spirit. He is going to bring opportunities so meaningful that you must approach them with clarity. He is going to place you in rooms where your voice will matter, where your ideas will carry weight, where your presence will influence outcomes, and you must be ready. This is why the preparation has been intense. God does not place unprepared people into positions of responsibility. Your shift will also bring spiritual clarity. You will begin to see the difference between what is temporary and what is eternal. You will stop investing energy into things that do not align with your purpose. You will stop feeding relationships that drain you. You will stop chasing validation from people who cannot add value to your life. God is teaching you to discern. Discernment is one of the greatest gifts during seasons of transition. Without discernment, you might mistake distractions for opportunities. With discernment, you will recognize which door God opened and which door was designed to mislead you. God is preparing to surround you with people who push you higher, people who speak life into you, people who believe in your calling, people who support your purpose, and people who challenge you to grow. Some connections are divine assignments sent to help you carry the weight of your destiny. And when God brings these people into your life, you will feel the difference immediately. There will be peace, clarity, and mutual upliftment. These relationships will not drain you, they will strengthen you. Your shift will also affect the way you speak. You will begin declaring things with authority. You will begin speaking as someone who knows God is on their side. Your words will carry weight because they will be rooted in trust. You will no longer speak from fear, but from expectation. You will no longer speak from insecurity, but from confidence. Your language will change from survival to destiny. You will start saying, I am ready, not I am afraid. You will begin saying, I am equipped, not I am unqualified. You will start saying, God is working, not I am uncertain. And as your words change, your actions will follow. You will move with purpose. You will make decisions with certainty. You will take steps that once intimidated you. You will pursue opportunities you once thought were beyond your reach. Because when God prepares a shift, He also prepares the boldness to walk into it. You must also prepare your heart for unexpected blessings. God is about to release things into your life that you didn't foresee. Answers that were delayed will suddenly arrive. Doors that were closed will suddenly open. Battles you've been fighting for years will suddenly end. God specializes in sudden moments. And these sudden moments often come right after the season where you felt the most pressure. If your life has felt heavy recently, it's because the shift is near. Pressure always increases before breakthrough. Resistance always intensifies before release. Darkness always deepens before dawn. And right now, the dawn of your shift is approaching. God is setting the stage with precision. He is aligning time, events, people, resources, and opportunities in a way that will amaze you. And when it happens, you will not question whether it was real. You will know without a doubt that God Himself has written this chapter. So lift your head, stand tall in your spirit, keep your heart open, stay expectant, because God is not only preparing a shift, God is preparing the greatest shift you have ever experienced. The kind of shift that changes your life from the inside out. The kind of shift that redefines your identity. The one that lifts your spirit, sharpens your purpose, strengthens your faith, and expands your future. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. God is not finished. He is only beginning what He is about to release into your life. There are seasons when God prepares you by unsettling everything around you, not to harm you, but to loosen your grip on what can no longer take you where He is leading. If the ground under your feet has been shifting, if routines have been disrupted, if relationships have changed, if doors have closed without explanation, it's not because your life is falling apart. It's because God is removing every anchor that would keep you tied to a chapter that can no longer hold your destiny. God will sometimes allow you to feel restless in the very places that once gave you comfort, so you won't settle where He intends for you to rise. When God is ready to shift your life, He interrupts anything that blocks the next level of your purpose. This is why you cannot measure this next move by what you see with your natural eyes. You must measure it by what God is stirring inside your spirit. The shift begins long before the blessing becomes visible. It begins when your heart wakes up and senses that you were made for more. It begins when your mind starts to break old limitations. It begins when your spirit refuses to settle for survival. God speaks to your inner world first, because the outer world can only change when the inner world is ready. That quiet stirring you feel that rise of strength you cannot explain, that subtle pull towards something greater. Those are the fingerprints of God preparing you for a new level of living. And the reason this shift requires such a profound inner transformation is that God is not merely changing your circumstances, He is expanding your capacity. You are not being prepared for a small victory or fleeting blessing. You are being prepared for lasting elevation. This requires a different spirit, a renewed mindset, and a stronger heart. God cannot pour a new blessing into an old vessel. He must rebuild the vessel. He must enlarge it. He must strengthen it. The increase He is preparing to release needs a stronger foundation than the one you have walked on before. Sometimes God will even allow you to face situations where your own strength fails, because it is in those moments you discover the power of fully trusting Him. You learn that peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of God in the midst of it. You learn that strength is not found in control, but in surrender. You learn that progress does not come from pushing harder, but from aligning your steps with what God is quietly directing within you. These lessons are not meant to break you. They are meant to qualify you for the shift you've been praying for. And understand this: God never calls you to step into something greater without first placing a divine urgency in your spirit. It is that urgency that pushes you to break habits that no longer serve you. It pushes you to separate from environments that drain your calling. It pushes you to elevate your thinking beyond what people expect of you. When God is preparing you for more, He will not let you remain where you are. He will nudge you. He will whisper to you. He will place ideas in your mind that seem bigger than your current reality. That is not your imagination. That is God planting seeds of your future inside the soil of your present. There will be times when the shift feels slow, times when you wonder if anything is changing at all. But God does His deepest work in silence. When you cannot see movement, He is rearranging things behind the scenes. When you cannot feel progress, He is orchestrating connections that will open doors at the right time. When you feel overlooked, He is preparing a space for you that no one else can fill. God works with intention, not speed. And when He decides it's time for manifestation, the shift will happen so quickly that you will look back and wonder how everything changed in such a short time. This is why patience is not a passive virtue. It is a spiritual discipline. Patience is what keeps you aligned with God when your emotions try to outrun His timing. Patience protects you from settling for something smaller than what God is preparing. Patience teaches you to trust that waiting is not wasting. Every moment you wait with faith becomes preparation for the moment God releases what He promised. And when the promise comes, you will see why you had to wait, why you had to endure, why you had to grow. The shift God is preparing in your life will also require courage. Not the kind of courage that comes from being fearless, but the kind that rises even when fear tries to seize your heart. Courage does not mean feeling strong. Courage means moving forward even when you feel vulnerable. Courage means trusting God more than trusting your comfort zone. Some of the greatest breakthroughs you will ever experience will come on the other side of decisions that felt risky. But if God is guiding you, the risk becomes the path to destiny. And make no mistake, God will confirm the shift. He will send signs that speak directly to your spirit. He will align circumstances that reveal His hand. He will bring clarity in moments where confusion once resided. You will hear the right words at the right time. You will feel peace where there once was fear. You will sense certainty where doubt used to grow. God knows exactly how to speak to you in a way that only your heart can understand. When He is preparing your shift, He will not leave you in the dark. You may also notice that certain challenges intensify just before your breakthrough. This is not a sign that things are falling apart. It is a sign that the old resistance is making one last attempt to hold you back. The enemy always fights the hardest right before the blessing breaks through. But the pressure cannot overcome God's purpose. The weight cannot cancel God's will. The opposition cannot stop the shift that God has already ordained for your life. When God decrees a shift, nothing can reverse it. And as God prepares you for this new dimension, He will also refine the way you view yourself. For too long, some of you have defined yourselves by past mistakes, old wounds, or limitations imposed by others. But God is lifting those shadows off you. He is renewing your sense of identity. You are not who people said you were. You are not who your mistakes tried to define you as. You are not the result of your darkest moments. You are who God says you are. And God never defines His people by where they have been. He defines them by where He is leading. When you begin to see yourself through the lens of purpose, everything changes. You stop apologizing for your strength. You stop shrinking to make others feel comfortable. You stop doubting the value of your voice. You stop dimming your light because others fear its brightness. God did not create you to live quietly in the shadows. He created you to rise, to carry influence, to stand with dignity, and to impact the world around you. The shift you are entering will require you to embrace the full weight of who you are meant to be. You may feel unqualified for what God is calling you to. You may feel too inexperienced, too broken, or too uncertain. But God does not choose based on qualifications. God chooses based on potential. He chooses based on willingness. He chooses based on the heart. If God sees that you are willing, He will equip you. If He sees that you are humble, He will exalt you. If He sees that you are faithful, He will multiply what you carry. God has a way of taking ordinary people and giving them extraordinary assignments because He knows what He placed inside them long before they recognized it themselves. This shift will also require you to protect your peace. Not everyone can go where you are headed. Not everyone will understand the transformation unfolding in your life. Not everyone will support the changes God is stirring within you. And that is perfectly okay. Your assignment is not to convince others. Your assignment is to obey God as He elevates you. You must learn to guard your heart from voices that sow doubt or confusion. You must learn to separate from those who drain your energy. You must learn to move in silence when God instructs you to. Sometimes elevation requires isolation, not as punishment, but as preparation. And in that quiet space, God will download revelation into your spirit. He will show you strategies you never thought of. He will give you insights that shift your perspective. He will reveal things that were hidden from you in the noise of your past. When God prepares a shift, He doesn't just change your surroundings, He enlightens your understanding. He sharpens your intuition. He heightens your sensitivity to His guidance. What once confused you will suddenly make sense. What once discouraged you will now inspire you. What once weighed you down will no longer disturb your peace. As God unfolds this new chapter, you will find strength rising within you that doesn't match your current situation. You will feel hope where there was once heaviness. You will feel clarity where there was once doubt. You will feel faith where there was once fear. This is the spiritual signal that you are entering new territory. God always strengthens the spirit before He shifts the life. That inner empowerment is the sign that change is not just coming, it has already begun. So keep your heart open. Keep your mind steady. Keep your spirit expectant. What God is preparing for you is not small. It is not ordinary. It is not temporary. It is significant. It is enduring. It is transformative. It is a divine shift planned long before you ever prayed for it. God has been shaping your steps, aligning your path, and preparing your soul for the elevation that is now near. And when the moment arrives, you will step into it with confidence, courage, and clarity, fully aware that God Himself has orchestrated every detail leading to this turning point in your life. When you reach this moment in your life when the weight of your questions feels heavier than the ground beneath you, I want you to pause for a breath and recognize something sacred. You are standing on the edge of a divine turning point. God has been working behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet see. God has been moving pieces, redirecting paths, closing doors that were unworthy of you, and preparing a shift that will shake the very foundation of your understanding. And right now, God is calling you to rise. This is the moment where your soul must awaken with a fresh fire. This is the moment where your faith must stretch beyond what is comfortable, beyond what is predictable, and embrace the truth that God has already written victory into your story. You are not walking into uncertainty, you are walking into alignment. And the God who formed the heavens is shaping you for something greater than anything your past has ever shown you. So I urge you now, from the depth of your soul, to stop shrinking back from what God is trying to bring forth. Stop letting fear convince you that you are undeserving of the blessing God has designed for you. Stop allowing worry to blind you to the fact that God has never failed a single person who trusted in Him. Look at your life with clear eyes. Reflect on the path you've traveled. Consider the storms you've survived. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still standing. And that alone is proof that God's hand has never left you. If God wanted you defeated, you would have been defeated. If God wanted your story to end, it would have ended. But you are here because God is not finished with you. You are here because God is preparing the stage for your greatest shift. Let this truth settle deep within you. Your life is about to change in ways you can't yet imagine. But it will not change unless you decide to walk with God in complete surrender. God cannot shift a life that resists His touch. God cannot elevate a soul that holds on to what He's trying to remove. God cannot open new doors to a heart that refuses to let go of old paths. So as you take your next step, make it a step of faith, a step of courage, a step of obedience. Let your life reflect someone who trusts God even when you can't trace His hand. Let your choices reflect someone who believes that God is wiser than your understanding and stronger than your fears. Let your heart beat with the certainty that God is guiding you into a new season. And it is your responsibility to move with Him, not against Him. Lift your head, strengthen your spirit, make room in your heart for what God is preparing to release. Because the shift God is bringing is not small. It is not ordinary. It is not a whisper of blessing. It is a wave. It is a breakthrough that will silence the doubts that once tormented you. It is a healing that will close the wounds you thought would never heal. It is a restoration that will make you forget how broken things once were. And if you want to receive it, you must align yourself with God in thought, in word, in action, and in intention. Step into your days with reverence, with expectation, with discipline. Live like someone who knows God is preparing them for something weighty and sacred. Let your prayers rise from a deeper place. Let your faith grow roots that nothing can tear apart. And now as you stand on the edge of this divine shift, hear this with your whole heart. God is not asking you to be perfect. God is asking you to be willing. Willing to change, willing to grow, willing to leave behind what no longer honors Him, willing to trust even when your understanding feels limited, willing to step forward even when the road ahead is unclear. God works through willing hearts, surrendered minds, and humble spirits. And when you decide to walk with God instead of your fears, the shift you have been waiting for will arrive. Not because of your strength, but because of God's power. Not because of your plans, but because of God's purpose. So take this moment seriously. Look at your life. Look at what needs to change. Look at what God has been urging you to release. Look at the habits, the distractions, the attitudes, the compromises that have kept you stagnant. Do not pass by this moment as if God is speaking casually. God is calling you to rise higher. God is calling you to walk deeper. God is calling you to step into the identity He designed for you before you ever took your first breath. Answer that call. Let the fire of faith stir within you. Stand tall, not because life is easy, but because God is mighty. Move forward, not because you have all the answers, but because God holds every answer that matters. Open your heart, not because you feel ready, but because God is ready. And when you take that step, heaven will respond. When you take that step, everything that held you back will lose its power. When you take that step, the shift God has prepared for you will unfold with clarity, strength, and divine momentum. Walk with courage, walk with purpose, walk with a heart anchored in God alone. And let your life become a living testimony that when a person gives themselves fully to God, the greatest shift of their life begins.